What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to share with you a success story from a person who had come to me a few months back asking for advice and some help with their existing lead gen SEO site that was built in the rehab niche. So a little bit of a backstory on this and why this person chose SEO was the fact that if you are doing a rehab clinic offer, you cannot really run ads unless you are the actual clinic itself or you purchase the certification, and the certification is actually not available to people who are lead generators, so basically a marketer. So what that means is that really the only source of traffic that you can generate that is going to be okay with most networks is going to be SEO, so organic traffic. And I actually did a video on it basically showing him what kind of changes he should make to his site. And there were a lot of things that really needed to be changed, and that's what I want to do in this video as well, is give him some additional pointers to help him continue scaling up this site, because there's the potential to make way more than what he's even at currently, even though he just 5x the revenue. But basically 4 months back, I did that video. I will put a link to it right down below or up above in a card, so you can check that out and see the site and that sort of stuff. Obviously, the certain information like the URL, the phone numbers, that sort of stuff is all covered up for obvious reasons. But what I want to really share with you guys today is the post he had made in the Facebook group regarding the success that he had with this site after making the changes that I had recommended to him. Which, by the way, if you're not a part of our Facebook group, you should go down below and click the link to go and join, because that's where a lot of content is shared, a lot of advice, and a lot of good conversation, constructive conversation, not just a bunch of spam garbage, because I keep a careful watch on this group, because I don't want my community to be blasted by a bunch of bullshit. Anyways, moving on to the task at hand. So I want to read what Prakash, and I apologize if that is the incorrect pronunciation of your name, but his post states, "Hey guys, I've been getting a lot of inquiries on how I was able to profit $1,500 a month from this site. Here are the details." It's in the rehab niche, which he had started about 8 to 9 months back. And considering there are restrictions on running ads, he focused on SEO with quality content. Spent between 800 and 1,000 hours on creating content, building out the website, which is built on WordPress, social media presence, and creating videos. Think about that for just a second, for how much time that is put into the site. When people come to me and they message me, they watch some stuff here on the channel or something, and they put in a half-ass effort and they build a site in 2 hours when they've never used that software before, so they don't know how to make things look visually appealing, they don't have a good call to action, and the copywriting sucks, and then to top it off, they start building links the wrong way, or they use the wrong anchor text, and then their site doesn't rank very well, and they wonder why there are no conversions, because you put in a half-ass effort. This guy put in 6 months of work on one single site, and then after all that effort, only generating $300 a month. I believe the payout was $30 each for a 1 minute long phone call. So then he reached out to me. I believe he found my YouTube channel and messaged me on Facebook and asked me to take a look at his site to see where he could improve, and there were a lot of improvements. Again, the link to the video, if you want to see the original, is right down below. Basically, a lot of the changes that needed to be made were the phone numbers that were placed on the site. There were multiple different phone numbers. A lot of like the URL structure didn't make sense, and he had all these business listings on there in addition to his phone number, rather than creating like a city plus service page. So it would be like clinic name in that city, but that's not going to help you do anything, because the only time that's going to rank for drug rehab in whatever city is going to show up with their name on it. And simultaneously, the Google My Business listing for that exact clinic is going to show up. So they're going to get the phone call. You're not. So that is probably one of the most likely reasons to why his site was generating so little. So I basically gave him all the recommendations, and then the conversions got better, almost 5x. So from 300 to 1,500 over a time span of just a few months. So thank you for all the help. For all the people who are thinking about starting pay-per-call or thinking pay-per-call is dead, it works. SEO works for me, and you just have to be consistent and keep hustling. Now, I'm not just hustling like it's Gary Vee, but really just coming down to just putting in consistent work day in and day out. Then you're going to have to put in 1,000 hours in order to be able to earn $1,500 a month. No, but here's one big thing I noticed with his site still, and he might have changed this, it's just Google has not crawled it, but when I did the site:yourdomain.com into the search bar where it displays all the indexed pages, I saw a lot of the what should be city plus service pages, and one of the errors that I saw was that you have your city plus service pages only just displaying like the name. It was like Maple Lake, Minnesota, and then dash the brand name. So what you're going to really want to do, and I know this is going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, because to go through probably 1,000 pages, if not more, probably close to 12 or 1,300, because there's not that many blog posts, is that you're going to want to change the meta title to Drug and Alcohol Rehab Maple Lake, Minnesota. And you can just leave the brand name out of it. So I know that you're using Yoast, so you can definitely be able to optimize this. Then for the description, I noticed there are a lot of just not optimized descriptions, and you want to be making sure that you have those super optimized, basically describing what the page is all about. So what I would recommend that you do for the description would be to write in something along the lines of looking for a drug or alcohol addiction recovery center. So basically changing up some of the wording near Maple Lake for this instance, for this particular city. And then you can write a soft call to action in there stating get help today, and then you just have a colon, and then you have the phone number written out in the exact same manner that you have it with like your citations and on the on page and all that, with the parentheses, the space, the 3 numbers, and you guys get how that stuff is written out. But he did mention that he didn't really have any citations or other foundational links, nothing besides links pointed at some of the blog posts. So once you optimize the City Plus Service pages, that is when you're going to want to maybe start building links to those pages. Of course, you definitely want to want the foundational stuff like your Web 2.0 links, citations, all that sort of stuff. And if you really wanted to get super technical, you could do citations for each and every one of these cities, or at least some of the bigger cities. So like if you have the capital city for each state, you could do that. That would be just fine, I think. And then and point it at that particular City Plus Service page. Make sure that the URL structure is optimized. Make sure it doesn't have any name of clinics or anything like that in there. Otherwise, that page is going to be the one ranking higher rather than the one that you actually want to rank. And I believe you're getting around 600 to 800 visits a month, so we'll just call it 700. And that's with a lot of pages not ranking. So there's just a lot of potential there. I really do not see 5 or 10xing the traffic of your site out of reach in the least bit, because I mean you have all the content there. You just really need to work on a little bit of the optimization, and I don't know if you've done that yet this far, but if you have, then awesome, because then once you start building some links, you're going to really start seeing some rankings increase and the traffic levels increase as well. So hopefully you can turn this into a site that eventually will make $3,000, $5,000, 10, maybe 15,000, because when you look at a affiliate offer, what that pays out at $720 for each call, if you only had 10 of those calls a month, you're looking at $7,200 a month, from one single site. And here's where the other potential comes into play here, and this is what he and I were discussing via private message yesterday, was that what could the site be worth? So let's say you scale up and we kind of top out at $5,000 a month, and you want to get to your big ROI, you want to have the big payday after putting in probably 1,200, 13, maybe 1,500 hours into this site, and we are able to generate a profit of $5,000 a month for, we'll just say it's for 4 more months. We do it for 4 more months, and so during this duration, you not only generate another 20,000, but that website, being as the rankings are there, it doesn't take a whole lot of time each month to maintain those rankings. You could be looking at a 25 to 35 times valuation for your site. So actually this would be the 5,000. So we'll go 5K, and we'll put it in the middle at a 30x multiple with this. So let's see here, 30 times 5,000. I should really know this. This is simple math, but that site would be worth 150,000. So granted, if you're selling with someone like Empire Flippers, you're gonna have to pay them a 15% commission. So this would be actually 85% of that amount is what you would take home. So $127,500, and less a $300 listing fee. So all right, so you'd basically be at 127,000. Let's say you started optimizing this and it took you maybe a couple of weeks and then another couple of weeks after that in order for Google to start crawling those pages. So then we go profitable at, if we can scale it to 5,000 roughly within the next 4 months, you have a full year put into this website. And we'll just say we put in 1,500 hours. So we put 1,500 hours into the site, and let's just say we took none of that money home up until it started generating $5,000 a month. And it only did that for maybe 3 or 4 months. So at that rate, you took in $15,000 in that profit plus the $127,000 that came with the sale of the site. So you'd be looking at $142,000 right there with a full year's worth of work. Again, super focused, super optimized, super consistent, not giving up. Even when you put all that work in and only were making $300 a month with something you put 1,000 hours into. But you look at that payday right there after roughly 1 year. Granted, it's going to take a little bit of time to find a buyer for the site, that sort of stuff. But what you can be doing when the site's listed for sale, you can start working on other sites, work on other niches, work on a different business, whatever you want to do. So now we want to calculate the actual ROI on our time that was put into this website. So you're looking at 142,000 divided by 1,500 hours, and you're looking at $95 an hour generated. Not bad at all. So granted, this is something that's technically hypothetical, but this is absolutely possible. I'm working on building some sites to be able to get them set up to be sold here in the future. Ideally about 6 to 8 months out. So just had a lot of client work, so I haven't been able to put a ton of time into new lead gen sites. But this is the reason that I do what I do when it comes to lead gen, is because you can build these sites and be able to set them up to be sold in the future, just like any other business, like a restaurant that operates on its own, or a construction company, anything like that, or any other offline business, or even other online businesses. People sell e-commerce stores all the time, or Amazon FBA stores. People sell their software companies, you name it. And that's the most beautiful thing about building a business, especially online, because it's operating without your presence for most of the time. Once you get things set up and some momentum coming in. And unlike a job where the only monetary value you can earn is actively working, with building and selling an asset or an entity, you have a big payout like this. And this isn't even that big in terms of what the grand scheme of things are. There are acquisitions that go on all the time for billions and billions of dollars. Just watch CNBC and you see big businesses being sold and bought and merged and all that sort of stuff all the time. So anyways, hopefully you guys got some value out of this, and especially Prakash, hopefully you can start scaling up your site even more with some of that on-page optimization. I know this video got really long-winded, but it's really cool to see someone take my advice and take action with it and be able to grow their site by 5x. So anyways, I would appreciate if you got this far in the video to drop a like down below on this video. And also in the analytics of my channel, I've noticed that 68% of you guys watching are not subscribed to the channel. So you're here already. You might as well go below, join the family, smash that subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. That way you know when the newest content comes live here on the channel. And also we just opened up a new local affiliate SEO mini course. And it's a mini course that's about 20 videos long, where you learn the basics of even just getting approved for a network, finding offers, finding locations to target, doing all the link building and all the SEO stuff that goes into it. If you want to get more information on that, there's a link right down below in the description right beneath this video. So with that said, I will talk to you guys in the next video.